Stephen, the political process that Obama represents generally worldwide, reaching out, creating a compact with all these players, that's really not going to be at the forefront of his strategy.
Well, I think there's a tremendous goodwill coming out of the box here, and they're going to use that leverage as much as possible and see who comes to them and what they offer. So I think this is a period where a tremendous amount of change can happen, but it cannot only come from the United States.
But what will be the content of the change?
The content of the change is a totally different philosophy than we've seen for the past 8 years. That was evident in the campaign, that was evident in the inaugural speech, and that's going to be evident in the beginning of the administration. But we are seeing this message of both an openness, but also a resolute commitment to continue the fight against terrorism. That is not going to change. There's not going to be any greater tolerance for these sort of acts by the Obama administration as there was in the past.
Right. So do you agree with that?
I think if you go back to the speech and see what he sees as the strength of the American the cultural patchwork, as he called it, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, and all of them, one by one, are also a source of headache. In the sense, you have the Muslim issue we have discussed.
But he's going to transform the civilizational war into a strategic war. It's not going to be a war of culture, of America versus
I think
Islam,
that is the first,
but America against the criminals.
I think it's a very important that in that way he has made it very inclusive,
right,
where everybody appears to have a stake, and he has thrown the bait.
Right.
And I think the first reaction I expect, and hopefully I'm right, will be from the Iranians. I think they have already greeted him when he was elected.
His middle name is Hussein. He has spoken about America as a universal nation. He has often spoken about the great traditions of all the great religions of the world.
I was reading somewhere that he brings an amazing variety of DNA into the whole family.
Right.
There is an Indonesian link, there is a Chinese link, there is various shades of African connections, and so on and so forth. And linguistically, it's an amazing mosaic that the first family brings in an extended formation. You know, we have.
So we're looking at a cultural transformation of the war on terror.
Well,
that's the agenda.
I think that the very description of the war on terror as a clash of civilizations was a mistaken one. To take a civilization as a monolithic whole was one of the problems with the Samuel Huntington thesis in the first place. But if that is translated into a strategic format, I think that's a mistake, because there is no such thing as a monolithic Muslim civilization, and there are Muslims around the world who want, and including in Pakistan right now, who want to be democratic, who want to lead prosperous economic lives, who want democracy to succeed. We should encourage them.
But do we see any change coming from Al-Qaeda? Does Al-Qaeda not see this as a clash of civilization?
It still does. It still has called Obama the House Negro.
I want to say that we had John F. Kennedy, who's his hero, and we celebrated him, and then he turned out to be the biggest threat that the world faced was during his presidentship, the nuclear standoff.
Of course.
So anything can go wrong.
Anything can go wrong.
It's amazing things the way.
But again, I think we're looking at a very important moment where the war on terror is now ceasing to be any kind of war, any kind of religion. Obama making it clear that he's an ally of all religions. He's only going to go after the criminals. Thanks very much indeed, Gautam Adhikari, Stephen Herman, Javed Naqvi. Thanks very much. What's the final verdict? The question we asked you tonight: will Obama succeed in winning over Muslims across the world? The opinion poll there is very pessimistic. 47 yes, 53 no. Big majority saying no.